Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about what my physical therapist basically had told me at my last appointment, which was not yesterday, but the day before. And basically, we talked about me going back to using a mobility aid. So I want to talk to you about why they feel like I should go back to using a mobility aid and kind of my thoughts on everything. So they think that I should be using either my cane or my rollator walker. And it's basically for safety purposes because when I was walking, my whole body was shaking. Um, like it was doing the tremors that I usually have when I go to straighten out my leg, my right leg. I've told you guys that I have tremors when that happens, and was never my entire body. But after this most recent relapse with my functional neurological disorder or FND, my whole body shakes when I'm trying to do things. And it's very frustrating, but I've also been a little bit off balance. And so they think that it would be helpful for me to either use my cane or my rollator walker, especially if I'm going to be walking long distances. And as much as I don't want to have to go backwards and use a mobility aid, I feel like if it's safer for me to do so, then maybe it's what I need to do. Um, I never want to go backwards and regress in the progress that I've made, but obviously I have, and it's just part of functional neurological disorder. And so I guess I just have to get used to the fact that I could go all the way backwards into a wheelchair, but thankfully I haven't gotten to that point. Um, Thankfully, that did not happen with this most recent relapse because it can happen. There are people who have functional neurological disorder who end up, having to go back all the way to a wheelchair or being bedbound. And I don't want that to be me. So I really just want to make sure that I'm doing what is best for me and what's in my best interest. And if that means using a mobility aid, such as my cane or my walker, then I guess that's what I need to do. Um, do I feel happy about that? Obviously not. My goal was to be able to walk around with no mobility aids. But if my therapists feel that it's what is necessary, then maybe I need to take a second look and, consider it more. Um, they have also talked about doing a brace or some type of AFO. Um, because I have foot drop on the right side again, and it's worse than what it was previously. And so I'm looking into all of these options. It's frustrating because I had made so much progress, and to have that progress, basically ruined, and I'm going backwards. It's like somebody hit the rewind button. Um, it's frustrating to me because I've worked so hard to get out of the wheelchair and to be able to do things on my own without assistance and without having to use a mobility aid. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating to me because I feel like I'm almost back at square one. I'm not back at square one, thank God, because square one for me was being paralyzed and in a wheelchair. Um, Thankfully, I'm not back at that point, and I hope I never have to go back to that point. But I also understand that it's entirely possible with functional neurological disorder, which is why I have not gotten rid of my wheelchair. I'm actually sitting in it right now because I don't have a desk chair, and my tripod is on my desk right now. So I sit at my desk, I sit in my wheelchair, and that's the chair that I have for my desk. So I'm just I'm very frustrated, and I'm saddened by the fact that I've gone backwards to the point of needing a mobility aid. But like I said, it could be worse. It could have been way worse than what it is. And I just need to remember where I came from. And I came from having to use a wheelchair full time, having to go around the house with a wheelchair, having to use a shower chair. Um, or a shower bench to be able to shower, having to use, all of these different tools to be able to do daily activities. to where, yes, I do have to consider using a singular tool, whether that is my rollator walker or my cane. Um, I think I would rather use my cane than my rollator walker, but if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be walking quite a long distance, I feel like my rollator walker would be the better choice because it has that seat on it. So I could sit down and, take a break if I needed. Um, I also have a lot of dizziness issues, and I'm not sure if that's related to my functional neurological disorder or not. I'm going to ask my PCP about that when I see him next week. So, there's a lot that I have to discuss with him. It's just very frustrating because, like, going backwards in progress is not what I wanted to happen. Obviously, nobody wants that to happen. And I think that I just have to remember that I've come so far and I've made a whole lot of progress. And now I need to, you know, continue to make progress from where I'm at now. And I need to remember that every day on this earth is a blessing in some way. And I need to not be so hard on myself because me being hard on myself could have added to what made me go back and regress like I did. So, being so hard on myself, being a perfectionist, and wanting all of these things to happen, like quick, fast, and in a hurry, um, I have to remember that life doesn't work that way. And so, I have to, look at things through a different lens almost so that I can be not so hard on myself and try not to be so much of a perfectionist. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I will probably bring my cane or my walker to the powwow this afternoon, this weekend, because we are going, and I will probably bring my cane just because it's a little less burdensome. Um, but we shall see. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and let me know what you guys think. If it was you in this situation, what would you do if you were told that it was safer for you to walk around with a mobility aid? My balance was a little bit off. I don't remember if I mentioned that. So that is why the physical therapist assistant that I worked with um, at my last session basically had suggested using my cane or my walker just because of the balance issue and the shakiness for more stability, basically. So, anyways, that's it for today's video. If you guys have any topic suggestions or other suggestions, comments, or questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will be happy to make a video about whatever topic or whatever question you have. And I will talk to you guys in tomorrow's video.